Okay, so here's what we're making. It's a tree, and you can see that this is the pattern that everybody is getting. I chose to leave this part empty because I figured you could fill it up with leaves like I did and the little circles, or else you can try and branch out and do some more exciting stuff if you feel comfortable or if you get bored with the leaves. But this one that I have done here only includes 4 different patterns. So I'm gonna show you 4 now, and then we'll use those for the rest of the evening. If you wanna get creative, or if you know some of your own, then you can fill up your middle part yourself. The other option is you may glue your pieces down to your pattern as you go. The reason I chose not to do that is because you can see that it doesn't turn out perfectly exactly what the pattern. You can see it's kind of off in a few places. So that's why I didn't want mine glued to the pattern, because I didn't want to be able to see the pattern underneath. So we're going to show you the leaf, this tight circle, a CQ, or I'm sorry, a C shape, and then an S shape. All right, we'll move those to the side a little bit. So all of our patterns, most patterns just start out with swirling one strip of paper. And it's probably pretty obvious that that tiniest little dot that we're gonna do is, all it is this one piece like that, and that's it. So you'll pull aside this one little tiny flap, put a little bit of glue, hold it down, and really for these ones, you might hold it for 5 seconds and then it's good to go. Our next shape is the leaf shape that you see. A lot of your quilling tools, the tip is closer together than down a tiny bit. So instead of sliding it in this way, I've been sticking the corner in down where it's a little thicker, the opening is a little thicker, and then I can get it in there. So we're going to do the exact same thing as we did a moment ago to start out with. But we're going to allow it to open up. So you allow it to open up. This looks like, to me, like it's gonna get kind of big, so I wanna make it a little bit tighter if I can. So I pulled some back in there. So then, again, I'll put a tiny piece of glue right there on the inside, and I'll pinch it. And I only pinch it on one side and let this side still be curved, and that makes you your leaf shape. These ones, oftentimes, if I'll take some paper clips and I'll just clip it shut on the glued end for maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds and let it sit there while I do my next one, and that way it's nice and dry to go. The next shape that we have in the trunk of the tree is an S shape, and you can probably guess we're only gonna go about halfway down the paper. Take it off, flip to the other side of the paper, and we'll roll in the opposite direction than we did a moment ago, so that we're making an S. And now the S shape, well, any of the shapes, you can make them as tight or as loose as you like. As you can see with this guy, this is a tighter little, I did a smaller size, less of the paper on this one to make a smaller side of the S, and I did more here. And the same with the C shape. This one's big and curly. I kind of undid it a little bit after I made it so that it has this nice big open spot, whereas you could make them tight and little if you wanted to. So this one doesn't get any glue. He just is how he is. And if I wanted to make him bigger and looser, I can kind of pull him out a little bit. And if I wanted him tight and small, then I wouldn't do that. So there's the S, and then finally we'll do the C, which by now you probably can figure it out on your own. We'll go halfway, and then same as the S, except we'll just roll the same direction as opposed to opposite. See there, I messed up. That's okay. You get the idea. So there's our C shape, And again, you can get it tighter into a tighter, smaller roll if you want to, or you can pull it out to make it bigger and looser. And that's it. There's our whole tree right there, and we made it with those 4 different shapes. If you have one that doesn't quite fit into the area that you thought you wanted it to fit, while you're gluing it, that's what you can work on. You can kind of finagle it and work with it a little bit to fit it into the shape that you wanted it to be in.